What's up, everybody? It's your girl Lex. Welcome to my podcast. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if I'm giving you some information that you maybe want to pass on or, keep for yourself. But either way, like, share, and subscribe. All right, so today I want to talk about something that's very important. I do believe that this is a mental illness that gets overused, and I want to bring some clarity to it. All right, so today's conversation is about narcissistic personality disorder. So some of you have been in a relationship with a narcissist. Some of you are currently in a relationship with a narcissist, and you don't even know it. So, have you ever dated someone where you've said, I've never felt this way before. I think I love this person and I want to be with them forever. And then 2 months later, you're Googling, why is this even happening to me? Why is this happening to you? Because 9 times out of 10, you're dating a narcissist. A narcissist is the relationship roller coaster you never bought a ticket for, but you don't know how to get off because it just keeps going round and round and round. And it gets faster and faster and faster. And now you're dizzy and you don't know which way to go. If you ever felt like that, 9 times out of 10, you're dating a narcissist, right? So let's talk about narcissism. The narcissist is a charmer. They're drama kings and queens. It's the people that can make you feel like Beyonce one day and hot garbage the next. What I want to talk about is what narcissism really means, how it looks in straight and lesbian relationships, how to get out, and how to heal like the boss that I know you are. All right, so first up, what is narcissism? A narcissist is someone who has an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. But underneath that confidence is often fragile self-esteem that depends on constant validation. I can tell y'all already know, a few people like this, right? So, in clinical terms, narcissism exists on a spectrum. On the mild end, it's normal, self-focus, or confidence. On the extreme end, it's narcissistic personality disorder, which is a diagnosable condition defined by the APA as a prospective pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration, and lack of empathy. It usually begins by early adulthood and presents in a variety of contexts. All right, so some of the core traits include exaggerated sense of self-importance or uniqueness, fantasies about unlimited success, beauty, or power. Belief that they're special or they should be associated with a high status type of people. The need for excessive praise or admiration, a sense of entitlement, exploitative or manipulative behavior. They lack empathy. They envy others or believe others should envy them. They're usually very arrogant or they have dismissive attitudes. Yeah. It's that person. That person you're thinking about. Those people that you're thinking about. So in plain talk, a narcissist centers every situation around themselves. They crave attention like it's oxygen. They can't stand being wrong and will twist reality if it threatens their ego. They crave admiration. They can't handle criticism, and they treat empathy like it's a weak Wi-Fi signal. So there are several types of narcissists. The first one I want to talk about is grandiose, which is the overt narcissist. This one is considered classic. They're loud, they're confident, and they're allergic to humility. They brag, they dominate conversations, and they thrive on attention. They want admiration the way plants want sunlight. So think about it like this. they might say something like, I don't need therapy. Therapy needs me. They're usually very charming in public, but very controlling in private. The next one I want to talk about is vulnerable. This is the covert narcissist. They're quiet, they self-pity, and they're easily offended. They crave the same attention, but go about it through guilt and victimhood. They feel like no one ever appreciates how much they do, and they want to weaponize emotion to control others. They're sensitive to criticism, but harsh towards everyone else. So the third one I want to talk about is communal narcissists. Now I'm going to take these 5 and I'm gonna break them down into a different conversation. So make sure that you're following my podcast. So this one is called the Saint. They get their ego boost by appearing selfless. They love public acts of kindness, if there's an audience. I'm just trying to help people. That's what they say. While needing everyone to know they're the one that's helping. They look generous, but can't stand when someone else gets praised. The fourth type is the malignant narcissist. Now, this is the most dangerous type. This one blends narcissism with traits of antisocial behavior. They lack empathy, they lie easily, and sometimes think of it as narcissism with a mean streak. They gaslight hard, they manipulate relentlessly, and can turn abusive real quick. From 0 to 100 real quick. All right, so in the fifth one is somatic versus cerebral narcissist. Like I said, I'm going to make a whole nother video on these, so rewind it if you need to see it again, but I'm going to do a whole separate one just on these topics. The fifth one is the somatic. They're obsessed with looks, sex appeal, and physical dominance. Gym selfies are like a personality type. The cerebral are obsessed with intellect and superiority of the mind. They win arguments by making you feel stupid, not by being right. So, who can be a narcissist? Well, the short answer is anybody. The long answer is it's not tied to gender, sexuality, or even background. It's about personality, structure, and emotional development. Research shows about 6% of the general population meets full criteria for narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. Roughly 7 to 8% of men and 45% of women are diagnosed. Though women are often undercounted because covert narcissism looks more like sensitivity. It looks more like sensitivity than arrogance. So narcissism can appear in all relationship types, gay, straight, family, work, even friendships. I know you got friends that fall in line with what I just said. So what creates a narcissist? Childhood trauma or neglect. They overcompensate for early insecurities. Parents who overpraise or overprotect. Environments that reward image over integrity. Celebrity, influencer, high status circles. Some genetics influence personality disorders tend to run in the family. But the plain truth is, a narcissist isn't confident or self-loving. They need to be superior, even at the cost of a connection. They don't see people as partners. They see them as props. Anyone, regardless of gender or sexuality, can slide into narcissistic patterns when egos become a survival mechanism. Some recover with therapy and with accountability. Most don't because self-awareness is like kryptonite to narcissists. They don't want to be aware of the things that they're actually doing to you. What does narcissism look like in relationships? So, usually, narcissistic relationships start with love bombing, texting you like they're being paid per message. Then here comes the devaluation. Suddenly, you breathe too loud. You can't do anything right. Everything just agitates them. Then they discard you by ghosting you, stonewalling you, blaming you, when a lot of the times you're not the one that's doing anything wrong. And finally, hoovering. With the phone calls and the text messages, I miss you. They don't really miss you. They ran out of a new supply. They don't have any more victims. So if they've discarded you, it's usually because they have another victim, somebody else that they're trying to bleed dry and make feel terrible, and they're love bombing and they're doing all of these things too. And so now they're coming back to you. That's what they call hoovering. All right, so let me see what I want to talk about next. So I want you to remember that you cannot outlove a narcissist. You can only outlearn them. So how do you escape? You have to remember, this is rule number 1, is that you cannot fix them. You can't. That, their minds aren't wired like that for them to be fixed. In their minds, you're the one that's broken. It's not them, it's you. So you can't fix them. You can only fix the part of you that thinks that you can fix them, or that you have to fix somebody. If you have to fix somebody, maybe that's not the person for you. So remember, when they text you, I miss you, remember, it's not you they miss, it's access. They miss having access to you. So what does healing look like when you finally decide to leave a narcissist? So after you leave, your brain goes through detox. You'll crave closure. Listen, they don't know what that is. They do not do closure. They do confusion. No closure, confusion. So you have to start retraining your thoughts. You have to say to yourself, I'm not too sensitive. It was that bad. I can trust myself again. I deserve better. All right, so a little fun fact about narcissists. The average narcissist says, I love you within 2 weeks of meeting. 1 in 3 people stay longer, hoping for the old version, the version that was love bombing you. That was not the real them. That was the part of them that did what they had to do to get you. They recognized your personality, and so they met your personality by mimicking it and giving you what they thought that you wanted. And they're usually pretty accurate. So they're mimicking you because they don't love themselves. So they're trying to be somebody else. They're mimicking you, but they don't want that either at the end of the day, because that's why they end up ghosting you. All right. So what we have to do, you have to stop over-explaining. Silence feels weird, and then there'll be peace. You have to realize sorry without change is emotional spam. You didn't want too much. You gave too much to the wrong person. You can't rebuild with bricks that they threw, but you can make a great gate. All right. So listen, guys, if this hit home, take a breath. You're not broken. You are emotionally studied by someone who mistakes control for love. Your empathy is your superpower. Just aim it back at yourself. When you heal, they lose significance. When they say you'll never find someone like me again, thank God. Yeah. So thank God for that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned because we are going to break down the different narcissistic behaviors just to see. We're going to break them down. I want to get as in-depth as we possibly can with this particular behavior because it could possibly save your life or somebody's life that's close to you. I'll see you guys next time.